Rona, Herald of Invasion, might be the new best commander for a competitive reanimator deck in Historic Brawl. A cheap creature in the dimir colors that can start doing its job on turn 3, potentially multiple times every turn. If we cast legendary spells, it's just too efficient. 3 toughness is amazing to block early aggressive creatures, and later in the game it can transform into a threat of its own. How we work is we want to discard our reanimation targets early on the game. While we do that, we make sure we keep finding lands, we keep finding interaction. Sooner or later we will have a full graveyard, and 2 or 3 ways to reanimate creatures. We want to bring back threats like Sheoldred, the Scarab God, Gyruda, or Vilis. You can really play any big threat you desire. This is just a matter of taste, but don't overload these slots. Focus on playing the control game. Your threats will go to the graveyard sooner rather than later, so you can close the game. If you enjoy my content, please make sure you subscribe. You have no idea how much it really helps. What's up everyone, welcome back one more time. You know the deal, we play Historic Brawl. And right now we're playing with Rona, Herald of Invasion versus Raidan. Well, that's a lot of black mana that we have to ship. This hand is better. That's a lot of interaction from our part. The Fairy Sage's Insight, one of the best cards in the deck. If you saw Josh Lee-Kwai using this deck in the last game nights, you know why we are using the Fairy Sage's Insight and how good that card is with Rona. Now we keep. We have to put the Forsaken Crossroads on black. Opponent with a Leyline of Sanctity. Wow. They are a stacks deck from the looks. So playing versus Raidan, and they are just trying to put as many tags on. We have to, yeah, we need to keep drawing lands. Neza Hall is a good reanimation target, but we need to hit lands. So let's hope that we are not taxed out of this game very soon. Alright, so land is great. Now we play Rona. The fact that we can play Rona on turn 2, so good. Start the loot, make sure, oh, opponent is going to kill it, but we make sure that we start hitting our land drops and so on. In this case, at least we eat a removal spell from their hand. And Rona is pretty easy to cast again. If they had used a destroy spell, we might have left her in the graveyard, because we have a lot of ways to pick it back from our yard. So now we pass. We have a couple of bounce spells available to us, so we can fight them. Restoration of a Ganjo. This is 3 mana draw a plains. I'm thinking I'm going to bounce that, because 3 mana draw plains, if they want to do that again next turn, then that's kind of not very good for them. Because all the value of the Restoration of a Ganjo is in getting the 2nd and the 3rd chapter. So bouncing their Saga here is almost like an extra turn spell in some... in a sense. In a sense. Alright, so yeah, we're just going to do it. You get your Aganjo back, and we continue to play. Blue source is fine. Now we play the blue source, and I'm tempted at playing the Teferi Sage's Insight, but I'm just going to run Rona. We can play the Insight next turn. Oh, we need to start looting away and finding lands. Opponent goes with a Phyrexian Vindicator. That's scary. There's another land. Can we play the Ageless Insight and bounce? No, because that leaves us with just 1 black mana. Maybe we should have looted before playing the Locked Wain. Because now we are kind of in a situation where I want to bounce their Vindicator. Let's loot. Do we? Yeah, let's loot. Draw another swamp. So I think we have to discard the Fatal Push. It doesn't look like we're going to have targets for the Fatal Push. And awkwardly enough, we're going to have to Rona's Vortex the Vindicator and keep an Unsummon up. And next turn, we can start drawing the extra cards. Because that Vindicator is really, really scary. I know they fire the Raidan. That's alright, so we can bounce that. Okay, we do it now. Resolves. It does. Okay, so Blue Source is great. Now we play the Teferi Sage's Insight. We can loot. Ah, that's a legendary spell. That's even better than I thought. We can discard a swamp. Keep the Halo Forager. Like a mini Halo Forager is a mini... I was going to say, okay, so let's keep on looting. And we draw 2 from the Insight. Discard the island and pass. I was going to say Halo Forager, a mini Snapcaster Mage. Almost doesn't have flash, but it almost does the same thing for just 1 extra mana. But instead it's a 3/1 flyer, which is also nice. Welcoming Vampire and a Raydown to draw. Okay. Fading Hope is great. Can we deal with both things? What's in their yard? Fatal Push, Mist. We can use the Forager to bounce. How much mana do we have? 5. We could find... Let's try to find a land from the Rona. No land. Okay, now what do? We discard... I guess we can discard the Ever After. Because we don't have targets right now. Discard the Ever After. Forager. Recast from our graveyard a bounce spell. Bounce the Raydan. We can use and summon. Yeah. So we're going to pay 1 because we're going to use the Vortex. Fatal Push, we don't have Revolt to trigger it. So we just pay the 1. And oh, we can use their own Swords to Plowshares. I forgot. Wow, Forager is even better, right? We can use opponents' things. Wow, such a good uncommon. So, well, this is better than I thought. We can Swords to Plowshares the Raydan and pass the turn holding up Fading Hope. Yeah, better than I thought. Okay. Have a nice, kind of a nice setup. We draw 2 cards each turn. We have a 3/1 flyer, a lot of removals. We can even attack into the Invasion of Amonkhet. If they... Okay, so Sanctuary Warden, wow. We can punish them because they are going to go to draw and we can bounce the Warden before they get the card. So they cannot remove any counter, so actually they don't draw any cards. So that's a wasted... Well, the bounce spells applied to that situation are really hard because they spend all their mana and we just deny their play for just 1 mana. So let's keep on going. We can draw. Those are good draws. And discard. You know what? I think that we don't need the Reverse Rebuke anymore. So we just deploy our threats. Ledger Shredder. We could Invasion of Amonkhet, but we could also destroy their Welcoming Vampire. Make them discard. We draw 2. Ooh, the Teferi Sage's Insight is doing so much work. I think I want to connive and deny them off their draw spell. So we discard. At this point we can discard this land. Passing up with Tail Send seems quite nice. Attack them for 3 in the air, and then next turn we can do some broken things. Maybe if they don't play the flyer, farmland is okay. So if they don't play the flyer, we can attack onto the Invasion of Amonkhet. If they do, we can just Garuda. Wow, opponent is going to Field of Ruin our Castle Locthwain. That is acceptable. Sure. So they choose not to play their Warden. They are afraid of a counter spell here, which would be pretty fatal for them because spending another 6 mana to get countered is ridiculous. But little they know that we just have a Tail Send. Restoration again. Alright, so thanks for giving us 2 cards, I guess. Alright, so Takenuma, we can discard it. Ooh, Graveyard Shift. Reanimation, we can reanimate Garuda at instant speed on their turn. That seems fun. So no worries that we're discarding our threats. We don't ever plan on hardcasting them. Our idea is always to reanimate those creatures, even though we could hardcast a Garuda if we wanted to. So yeah, deck is working really fine. We could also Phyrexian Reclamation back our creature into our hand, but another reanimation spell. Okay, so play this land and draw from the Rona. Going to discard the Temple, but now we have a very good play. This we want to play it with instant speed as instants, but we need more mana values on the graveyard. We're just going to reanimate something here. Surveil everything to the yard. We want the creatures on the graveyard. And just reanimate a old big Garuda. There we go. And completely whiff, which is extremely awkward. Oh my god. Alright, that is fine. We are very far ahead on this game, but that was awkward. And I'm just going to pass. Keep holding up Tail's End. There were other lines for that turn. We could have Invasion of Amonkhet, flip it, and use the backside of Invasion to copy a Garuda from our graveyard. That's another line that we can take. But we can do it next turn too. Not with Garuda, but we still have very good targets in our graveyard. Opponent got Eternal Oketra. That is a very good target for our Tail's End, because one way that they can keep up with us is producing 4/4s with every creature they play, but I guess that we have been on the driver's seat of this game and we have had the correct answer at every time. That's why I believe this deck is competitive in a sense, just because you're playing Dimir. Let's keep drawing. Teferi's Ageless Insight, such a good card here. Let's discard Nezahal. Now we can play Invasion of Amonkhet. And plan on flipping it. So we mill 3, opponent mills 3. They have the discard and we're going to draw 2. It is discarding Immortal Sun. Alright, so let's go to attacks. We go with the Flyers to the Invasion and we attack them face with Garuda. Settle. Wow, good thing we kept these wash away. Whew. Connive, draw a million more cards. Let's discard this. And this is going to be a ridiculous turn for us. Okay. And now we play the convert and we can copy whatever. I think we could copy Villis. 4/4. Wow, Invasion of Amonkhet is amazing. Restoration flips, but unless they have a very big farewell, then we are going to get them. Yeah, opponent has no more answers. Sanctuary Warden gives them another card, but we have so much going for us. It's not going to be enough for them. Here's Raidan, there's more cards for us, and those cards are very good. Ooh, wow, yeah, opponent scoops. Incredible performance from the deck, incredible.